Most people believe that financial problems happen because people simply don't earn enough money. If someone struggles financially, the common assumption is that their income must be too low. But when you look closely at how people actually live, something interesting begins to appear. Many individuals who earn modest incomes manage to build stability over time, while others who earn very high salaries still find themselves constantly stressed about money. They feel like they are running on a financial treadmill that never stops. Every month the bills arrive, the credit cards need to be paid, and somehow the money disappears faster than expected. This pattern raises an important question. If income alone does not determine financial stability, then what does? The answer often lies in psychology. Money decisions are rarely just logical decisions. They are emotional decisions shaped by habits, identity, social influence, and even childhood experiences. When people spend money they don't have, it is rarely because they are unintelligent. In fact, some of the most educated and capable people struggle with financial discipline. The real reason often has little to do with intelligence and much more to do with human behavior. One of the most powerful forces influencing spending is emotional relief. Life places constant pressure on people. Work responsibilities, personal relationships, financial uncertainty, and everyday stress create a steady stream of emotional tension. Many people search for ways to relieve that tension. Some people exercise, others talk with friends, but many people turn to something much easier and much faster. They spend money. Buying something new can create a temporary sense of control or happiness. Ordering food, purchasing clothing, upgrading a device, or planning a trip can feel rewarding in the moment. Psychologists often describe this as a dopamine response. When someone buys something new, the brain releases chemicals associated with pleasure and reward. For a brief moment, the purchase creates excitement and satisfaction. But the feeling fades quickly, and when it fades, the brain begins searching for the next reward. Over time, this pattern can quietly turn spending into a coping mechanism. Instead of solving emotional stress, purchases simply mask it temporarily. This cycle explains why many people continue buying things even when they know they should not. Another powerful influence on spending is social comparison. Humans are naturally social creatures. Throughout history, survival often depended on belonging to a group. Because of this, people instinctively compare themselves with those around them. They pay attention to how they appear in relation to friends, co-workers, and neighbors. In earlier generations, these comparisons were limited to the people someone saw in everyday life. But modern technology has dramatically expanded the comparison field. Today, millions of people scroll through social media feeds filled with images of luxury vacations, beautiful homes, stylish clothing, and exciting experiences. These images create powerful impressions about what success looks like. Even when people understand that social media shows curated highlights rather than everyday reality, the emotional effect remains strong. When someone sees others living what appears to be an exciting and luxurious life, they may begin feeling that their own life is falling behind. That emotional pressure can lead to spending decisions designed to close the gap between perception and reality. People may buy certain clothes, upgrade their phones, dine at expensive restaurants, or travel more frequently not because they truly want those experiences, but because they feel pressure to demonstrate progress and success. This phenomenon is often described as lifestyle signaling. Purchases become symbols that communicate identity and status. Another hidden force behind spending behavior is identity. People often use money to express who they believe they are. A person may purchase expensive clothing because it makes them feel confident or professional. Someone else might upgrade their car because it symbolizes achievement. Another person might spend heavily on experiences because they want to feel adventurous and free. There is nothing inherently wrong with expressing identity through purchases, but problems arise when identity spending becomes disconnected from financial reality. For example, someone who strongly identifies with success and achievement may feel uncomfortable driving an older car or living in a modest apartment, even if their finances would benefit from those choices. their identity resists it. The purchase becomes less about practicality and more about protecting a self-image. This psychological dynamic can make spending feel emotionally necessary even when it creates financial strain. Another major influence on spending is something economists call present bias. Humans naturally prioritize immediate rewards over long-term outcomes. The satisfaction of enjoying something today often feels far more compelling than the abstract idea of financial security years in the future. Saving money requires patience. The reward is distant and uncertain. Spending money creates an immediate experience. Because of this bias, many people struggle to delay gratification. They tell themselves they will start saving later. They promise that once their income increases, they will finally become more disciplined. But as income increases, spending habits often increase as well. This leads to another psychological pattern known as lifestyle inflation. When someone begins earning more money, their expectations about lifestyle begin to rise. A nicer apartment, a newer car, better restaurants, premium subscriptions, more travel. Each upgrade feels reasonable on its own. After all, if someone works hard and earns more money, they deserve to enjoy life. But over time, these upgrades quietly absorb the additional income that was supposed to create financial progress. This is why many individuals earning impressive salaries still feel financially trapped. Their income increased, but their lifestyle expanded just as quickly. Another important psychological influence on spending is childhood conditioning. The way people think about money is often shaped early in life. Children who grow up in financially unstable environments may develop a scarcity mindset. They might feel constant anxiety about losing money or missing opportunities. This anxiety can lead to impulsive spending later in life because the future feels uncertain. Other individuals grow up in households where spending is normalized and long-term. Financial planning is rarely discussed. In those environments, consumption becomes a default behavior. These early experiences create subconscious beliefs about money that follow people into adulthood. Many people never question those beliefs. They simply repeat the patterns they observed growing up. Debt also plays a powerful psychological role in spending behavior. Modern financial systems make it extremely easy to spend money that someone does not currently have. Credit cards, payment plans, and financing options allow people to enjoy purchases immediately while postponing the consequences. When spending feels disconnected from immediate financial loss, it becomes easier to justify. A small monthly payment feels manageable even if the total cost is much larger. Over time, multiple small debts can accumulate into large financial burdens. Another fascinating aspect of spending psychology is the relationship between wealth and visibility. Many people assume that wealthy individuals live extremely luxurious lifestyles, but research often shows the opposite. Many financially successful individuals live relatively modest lives compared to their income. They focus on building assets rather than displaying wealth. Assets generate income or increase in value over time. Investments, businesses, and property can create financial growth without constant spending. Meanwhile, some individuals who appear wealthy through lifestyle spending are actually carrying significant debt. The difference lies not in income, but in behavior. Understanding the psychology behind spending can transform how people approach money. Instead of viewing financial challenges as failures of discipline, people can begin recognizing the emotional forces influencing their decisions. Awareness creates the opportunity for change. When individuals begin asking deeper questions about their spending habits, they often discover patterns they had never noticed before. What situations trigger impulsive spending? Are financial decisions being influenced by personal values or by social pressure? These questions create self-awareness, and self-awareness is one of the most powerful financial tools a person can develop. Money itself is not good or bad. It is simply a resource, but the way people interact with money reflects their habits, emotions, and beliefs. Understanding those psychological forces can help people make more intentional financial decisions. because the most powerful financial changes rarely come from earning more money. They come from understanding ourselves. When people recognize the hidden forces shaping their behavior, they gain the ability to change their habits, and habits, repeated over time, shape financial outcomes. If this reflection made you think differently about money, subscribe to Hidden Economic Signals. This channel explores the intersection of psychology, money, and life wisdom, uncovering the hidden patterns that shape financial behavior and personal growth. Because the most important economic signals are often the ones hidden inside our own decisions.